Hey folks, quick announcement before today's show. We've got a great show coming here for you. Very funny. Wanted to make two announcements though really quickly. First of all, we have a live show this Wednesday. It's going to be on Twitter Spaces for the Penguins Red Wings game. Layminator and WARIO versus me. And WARIO, I got to ask, are you guys a little nervous?
Listen, buddy, I think I'd be a little bit more nervous if I knew the team the team that we're playing against had any competition, but I don't think we have any competition, and Detroit's not going to be the one that's going to be bringing us down. And I think Layminator and I are going to be waking up Thursday morning with some big smiles on our faces.
Hey, that's my thing though, is you guys have more to lose than me because Detroit's supposed to suck. Detroit's supposed to be like the little brother of the NHL right now. So if they do beat the Wings, is that not worse than me losing? You guys have way more to lose than I do. I
don't know, man. That's not a good mentality to have. That's a loser mentality, pants. I think that's something that maybe
I'm just saying it's cause for concern for you two.
I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see what happens.
Yeah,
this is going to be the classic BurnAfter versus BurnAfter episode here, folks. But we're going to be recording the live episode on Twitter, so please tune in.
It'll be 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central.
Yeah, so for all the guys across the states there, we want you to tune in and do a watch along with us. We're going to be watching the game and kind of doing some announcements and just, I don't know, chopping it up and talking shit while we watch the game. And then in between periods, we plan on having some guys on, so you're more than welcome to join in. We just please ask that you refrain from racist slurs.
Yeah, seriously, guys, like, just come on.
Just don't
make us regret this. Don't make us regret this, please.
We're trying to get something going here, folks.
Yeah, so, seriously,
please, for the love of God.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
But
tomorrow.
But truly, we appreciate all the listeners that we got, folks, and we hope that you tune in tomorrow
as you're listening. It'll be
for the first live episode. So.
And then other thing too, we've got a great interview with one of the Hockey House Pod guys, Fitzy. I played against them in college in the ACHA. What they're doing with their Hockey House Pod is unreal. They're giving the ACHA kind of this spotlight that it's never had before. So we have him on for 30 minutes today. You know, we go into kind of his playing career, how he went from, the ACHA to, semi-pro, where he wants to go with that. And then just the Hockey House Pod, how it started, where they're going. And I mean, it's not going to be our typical interview of us like farting into the fucking mics. Like it's actually a good interview. Like we went a little
bit more technical.
In depth with it too. So I think you guys are actually really going to enjoy it.
Definitely an interesting listen, folks. He's got some information that I know for a lot of the Canadian listeners out there, you might not know a whole lot about the backstory for some of this stuff. So for me, at least, it was very eye-opening, and I truly enjoyed being a part of it.
Yeah, it was great. Oh, fuck, I got to send him that shirt. But yeah, all right. But yeah, we got him coming on here after the second portion of this episode, but hope you guys enjoy. Thanks. Denaldi just texted me. I just had to text him back. Shit. He just said, "What's up?" He said, "What's up?" with an emoji, and he never uses emojis. He had to hit it by accident. Fucking fag.
So it was like, unless it was like the spaghetti emoji, then he didn't mean to hit it.
Yeah, right, dude. He loves that thing.
Dude, some guys some guys are just not emoji guys, and when they are, it's a red flag. It's concerning.
Oh yeah, dude. You can kind of easily tell because either someone's so unnatural with an emoji and you're like, okay, like that just doesn't fit. And then I think if someone, maybe just messes up one time, I'm like, all of their emojis, I'm like, no, you're just like a loser. That's just wrong.
Damn, boys, I'm an emoji. I'm an emoji kind of guy. Like I like tossing like some laugh emojis, getting a couple in there. Obviously, if you overuse them, it's a little fucking fruity. But
I don't see. But like, I'm not. It's not anti-emoji. I'm just like, if some people just can't do it. Like, it just wigs me out when they use it. When it's like a consistency thing. Like, if you're going 100%. To use emojis, you better just be the emoji guy. You can't be the sometimes emoji guy, sometimes not. Also, I like it. I want to hear your guys' take on this. When girls use the old school emoji. Is in
like typing with the
the
bracket
colon and the
3 for the
bracket.
heart.
yeah, the bracket and the 3 for the heart, or the I forget what it's called, but it's the dot and the colon or the comma for the winky face, like all
This
that
might
stuff.
be
Like that.
Yeah, this might be a little different take based on different areas of the country, but I think the chicks that I know that do that are a little less whores than the ones who do it, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it seems like more like a traditional style girl is going to be using the bracket number
Mm-hmm.
3.
Or like a girl that only uses like 3 emojis max, like 3, maybe 5, and like those are the ones she just always uses. Like she knows what works for her. But the ones that just
run the damn ball. If you're an emoji person, run the damn ball. But I love I agree with you, Pants. I think I'd rather be texted a what is it, like semicolon or some bullshit, a semicolon with the bracket for the winky face than some weird emoji like winky face. I'd so much rather be texted that, because I'm like, hey, like she's like zigging when everybody else is zagging when people are zigging. I'm kind of into that.
I'm not gonna lie to you. My take on it is like, if a girl's like always using emojis, it's always like it's gonna be a red flag, because as soon as they stop using them, then something's up.
Yeah, it's honestly.
You're about to be in trouble, or they're not in a good mood.
That's a great point, Wario. That's a great point.
Yeah, I just feel like sometimes, like, if the girl's always sending the hearts and the kissy faces and stuff like that, and then out of nowhere it's just like you go 10, 15, I don't know, like you go a couple hours without any emojis, you're like, all right, I'm in for it later tonight.
It's almost better because it's like a little warning symbol, It's like, like, oh shit, like I better just stay at the bar at this point because I'm already getting yelled at. Like it doesn't matter. Like, what was that 100%. Guy from? There was like that Shark Tank thing that went on, and these people pitched like this little octopus that if it was turned one way, your wife was happy. If it was turned inside out the other way, your wife was upset. And the black guy Damon goes, this is the dumbest invention ever. He goes, because the second I see that thing turn to where my wife is upset, I am absolutely crawling out the window and not coming home for 3 days.
All guys are the same.
I feel like there's just 10 million easier ways to know if your significant other is mad at you than a little octopus squishmallow Tamagotchi, it sounds like.
Yeah. Yeah, normally I know my wife's mad at me when like she sends me a video of her fucking another dude.
Hey, but at least she's happy. That's all you care about, eh?
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah. I actually wrote a blog about this today. I don't know if you guys got the chance to see it, but chicks zigging when the other girls are zagging. I actually had a firsthand experience with one of those recently, not as firsthand as I would like it to be at some point, but essentially she's got the double barrels going, but not my kind of double barrels. She's got on one nostril, she has the nose ring, and on the other nostril, she's got the nose stud. And so when you're looking at her profile, it's like, oh, like nice. And then you look at the other profile, you're like, whoa, you got to do a double take real quick. I was genuinely flabbergasted, and I asked her about it. She goes, oh, I feel like it's balance. It's like, okay.
Smokey, I gotta say, man, I love that shit, dude. Like I can't stop from barking when I see a chick has like both of those going on. And I'm just all for it. Like your blog was titled, "Does this play, buddy?" I think it fucking plays.
I actually agree with that too. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm the more the piercings, the better. But obviously, there's limits. Like I don't want her face looking like fucking the wind chimes out front of Grandma's house. But I definitely don't mind a little bit of piercings on the face. Whether it's never a Monroe, like the over the lip stud. You know what I'm talking about?
Ooh.
Never a Monroe.
That's called a Monroe?
I believe so.
Okay.
I think it's called a Monroe because, like, pretty sure Marilyn Monroe had like a a mole there or something like that. I'm not. Don't quote me, fellas. We all know that I might not be the best source of information, but yeah, if you ever see a chick with one of those, you know it's like she's got more bodies than fucking Hitler in World War II.
Like, dude, that type of chick's definitely wearing like the Cookie Monster pajama pants outside the gas station at noon, bro.
Yeah, she stinks too.
Respect.
The Cookie Monster pajamas, the Oasis shoes. Is that what the name of the shoes
Osiris.
were? Osiris. Bro.
Absolute kicks.
Those Osiris. Those Osiris shoes were insane.
I remember I used to have a pair. There,
I was literally about to say. I feel like I saw like an old photo of you with them on or something like that.
Oh man, I had a pair and they were all black with furry insides. Crazy.
That's fucking nuts, dude.
I think I was in like grade 6 and I would wear them in the summertime. My fucking socks, you'd have to wring my socks out every time I took my shoes off. Layminator, I want to hear what your opinion on the nose ring, like if you're into that or not. Oh, he's coming, folks. He's coming.
We got him.
He's just grilled onions right now, trying to find the unmute button. No, he did it. He had it for a second, then you went back.
You're still muted, brother.
Am I there?
Yeah, you're here, buddy.
How's the audio?
It sounds fine.
Yeah,
sounds
you're good.
Great. We sure?
Yeah.
Positive.
Yeah. I would never date a girl with a nose ring. Just
really?
War mentality. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I like a good Christian girl. 5 bodies or less, nice and tight. 17. Wait, check that 18. Check that 18. Forgot we were on air. Yeah, fucking nose ring.
So what's your stance on tattoos then?
Face tats are cool. Everything else is not cool.
Dude, that is so ass backwards, in my opinion.
No.
So you're saying you wouldn't want a little Bible verse above the titty?
Ooh, it depends what Bible verse. Which one is it? I was thinking Phil 4:13. Yeah, I was thinking Phil 4:13. I can do all through Christ who gives me strength. Right above our balcony. We'll run it through Tim Tebow, see what he has to say, and then I'll get back to you on it. Yeah, maybe it could be like the Tim Tebow eye black, where it's one under each boob. You got Phil 4:13, then John 3:16 under each hooter.
And then you have Austin 3:16 above the lip.
Dude, I never got into wrestling as a kid, and then I was listening to one of my podcasts I love, Macro Dosing from Barstool, and they did an interview with Stone Cold Steve Austin. So I got really baked that night, and then I tossed on a bunch of wrestling highlights because I was like, oh, it's fake, but it's funny. And oh my god, I've never laughed harder in my life. There was a sketch with like Triple H or something, and they were in a guy's home and they were just wrestling in the home. I don't know if anybody knows what I'm talking about, but that is hysterical.
I might have to check that out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out, dude. You saying that actually just reminded me of that old Howard Stern clip that's going around of John Cena. When he goes, they're talking about him banging fat chicks, and he goes, yeah, actually, I just took home a girl over the 280 mark, and he was he was great, had a great evening, like wasn't like forced, didn't have to do it, which is just like nuts to me that if you're that famous that you're gonna be banging fat chicks, because dude, the second I get any more sort of fame, I'm dating chicks that are like only coming out of the anorexia unit in the hospital.
Hey, but like, to be honest with you, that just goes to show like certain men just have a type,
Yeah, right. I was kidding. By the way.
You know what, man? You say all you want about her looks, but it's all about what's underneath.
Dude,
to the female listeners out there.
Yeah, we're personality first podcast. I've never seen worse violations on Twitter than the people, the women who I support that post the before and after pictures of the anorexia, and somebody in the replies would go, low key looked fi in one, and one was the before.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, holy
Man,
shit.
I don't know if you guys have noticed, but like lately, like Instagram, especially Instagram comments and Twitter replies have just gotten exponentially like more fucking toxic, man. Like if you see a funny Instagram picture or reel, you go to the comments and the comments are fucking berserk, man. There's not one positive comment ever. And
Oh, yeah.
I'm just wondering if we're like at that tipping point when we're going back towards like the old times, because I don't know if you boys saw it today, but I saw a video of somebody, like it was like a video of someone in the new Call of Duty lobby, like the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 remastered, and it was like a minute long clip, and there had to have been the hard R probably 50 fucking times in the matter of 60 seconds.
But
And I
at
just
least it was
want
a
to know.
black guy saying it to another black guy, right?
Oh, you and I both know that's not how it's going. But I just want to know, like, is edginess back?
I mean, dude, yeah, this is just in the age where you can create a new account in seconds. And I mean, sure, if someone wanted to do the work, they could trace it back to you. But I mean, like, people can just say whatever they want behind an account, you know?
I
Yeah.
I want to say like everyone when Elon was going to take over Twitter was like, oh, free speech is going to come back, blah 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 blah. Which I'm not going to lie to you. Since then, I think things have really fucking flipped, because yeah, you can still get suspended and banned on Twitter, or as we call it now, X, for saying bad shit. Which most of the time, if you get suspended nowadays or bans, like it's probably for a good reason. But at the same time, like I feel like since the liberal media was like shutting us down, uh, like what's his name? The guy who invented Twitter. What's his name?
Jack Dorsey.
Yeah, yeah. Once he got out of there, I feel like things kind of flipped. Like,
Yeah.
and you never really noticed that in the moment, but now looking back at that in hindsight, I can kind of tell like where the momentum shifted almost, and now
Yeah.
we're back to like that old 2000 fucking 8 uh insane shit where everybody's just saying whatever the fuck they want to say. I just saw Aiden Ross drop the N-word with Chief Keef on stage in a video. Like people
Yeah,
just don't.
I mean, he was singing. He didn't just go up there and say it. But like, I do see your point.
Obviously, and Chief Keef told him to do it. So, like, if
Yeah.
Chief Keef tells you to say the N word, you're going to say it. This is not a pro N word podcast, by the way, folks. I just want to put that on the table.
Yeah,
But
definitely needs to be established.
yeah, I feel like everything's just kind of going back to how it used to be, which is pretty. I'm happy with it, at least
Yeah.
a
No,
little bit.
it's definitely a little refreshing. I mean, the left is just fucking in shambles now. Like, just fucking Hunter Biden's having to go to court. You know, Joe Biden can't fucking put two sentences together.
They
No
keep
one's
letting
posted
Friday
a picture.
happen.
Yeah, they keep letting Friday happen. No one's seen Nancy Pelosi's cans in months. They're just falling apart. That was fucking disgusting by him to open the season with two hatties like that.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I highly respect it.
You
I think
do,
he's hot, man.
dude.
Not how you think he's hot, but
Okay.
I think he's looking good so far this season. Is what I'm
Lepstick
saying.
and I are gonna we'll fucking do our little Austin Matthews circle jerk. I mean, dude, I think his hairline is looking a little bit better. If I'm being honest, I mean that just might be biased. I don't know, but I think he's looking good on the ice and off the ice.
Someone at Air Canada told me that he made a couple trips down to Turkey this summer.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh man, have you ever seen the photos of those planes? Like all the people coming back, like they're either sitting on a donut because they had some type of butt surgery, or like all their hair, like all the fucking little loofahs on their hair.
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah.
Yo, but what's up with that goal song, bro? Like the horn's nice.
For
The
the
horn's
Red
good.
Wings, oh man. So like I kind of get that they're trying to do. I get people's point where they're saying it sucks, and I fucking hate Eminem, but I don't hate that, and maybe it's just because it is the Wings, but like I think there's worse goal songs. They could do something
I
cool like
think
the Sabres did and let everyone choose a goal song, which I think would be sick. I mean, it's not like
that is such a sick idea, man.
yeah,
The personal goal song. It's kind of like the walk up song in baseball.
That is cool. I would dig that. I don't know how I feel about that.
I really liked hearing the Red Wings one, but I feel like they could have picked a better part of the
That
song
was my exact take,
because it's like
Wario.
it wasn't any words. It was just going. It was
The
just Eminem na 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 na. Like I feel like they could have fucking picked a better
and
part of a song
it's a
to put.
great song, but I cannot like fathom why you pick the same part over and over and over again instead of like it just could have been so much better executed. Yeah, go ahead, Wario.
I thought everyone was pissed about the Toronto one too with the Pursuit of Happiness,
What
dude.
happened with that?
Really?
Can you break
I
that down for
loved
me?
it. What's that, buddy?
Well, break that down for me. What happened with that? I saw the headline.
So
I kind of get it, but just
people were very upset about for some reason, I don't know why. The Toronto fans were like, "We need a new fucking goal song," like fucking whining and bitching about it. So then they change it, and then everyone's like, "What the fuck is this shit?" So it's like how like I don't understand. Like, are you guys gonna be happy? Like but the thing is, I think they were more upset about like the words that are in that song that it displays like a bad message or something like that because it's like crush a bit, roll a bit, low, like
that's
whatever.
what people are pissed about.
Yeah, like dude, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it's probably the liberals. I'm just gonna say
I
that,
mean,
but
no, it definitely is. But
No. Who else? No. Shocker. Oh my god.
oh, dude, I thought there
No.
was like racial or like anti-Semitic undertones. They're mad about like the drug part of it.
I listen. That's what I would assume. I don't have confirmation like on that,
You're the
but like
confirmation guy, though.
I know, but it's because it's still pending.
True.
Okay,
So
okay.
so
If it's still
the
pending,
thing is, if it's my choice on why I think that, I'm gonna say it's probably because of the words that are said in the song. Which you know what I might understand, but it's like people will say, oh, like kids are listening, blah blah blah. It's like, do you fucking think like they're on TikTok all day? They're fucking hearing like way worse shit. They're listening to Sexy Red, man, and she's talking about eating people's asses and shit like that. Like I'm pretty sure there's worse fucking portrayals in the media. So I don't know. And then they changed it right back. I'm pretty sure Toronto already changed it back. If they haven't changed it back, I'm pretty sure they announced that they were no longer doing it. So
okay. I actually just asked a source, and they said it's because of the drunk driving line. Like half of the people aren't driving back to London ripped.
There's a drunk driving
what?
line in that song.
Yeah, is there not?
I'm not that I was aware of.
Maybe, but like that's ridiculous if that's so because it's like I don't fucking know. There's a lot worse. People have too much time on their hands to fucking complain and bitch and whine. So
But I'll tell you what,
that's my take on it.
if you so you know, obviously there's a lot of controversy about that, but if you switched it to what you were talking about, Wario, with similar to a walk-up song in baseball, if you had a personal goal song, what song would you pick?
Oh, but really quick before we do that, it'd be hilarious if like the Toronto Maple Leafs like changed it, let everyone pick their own, and then they all just picked Pursuit of Happiness.
That would actually be rock stars fuck. Except I think Marner would like end up like doing like I'm walking on sunshine or something fucking fruity.
Yeah,
So,
dude. I mean, and then fucking Matthews would definitely choose something with Bieber, which I mean, not all of his songs.
oh, he'd be putting Baby on. All right, but let's go around. Layminator, what do you think? What would be your goal song if you could make a choice?
I don't know, something Chicago drill related, just so I could say the N-word, right?
Like maybe some like Love Sosa
Yeah, something
or
Chief Keef,
Finito by Chief Keef.
Finetto. But yeah,
It's Finetto. Oh damn! Apparently I'm on call.
I thought it's Finito.
Yeah, it's Finito. He literally says it in the song.
No, it's Finetto. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to say the N-word, but
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. You're taking the pass away. I get it.
and going back to it, Kid Cudi says driving drunken, doing my thing.
That's what it is.
True.
And so
Yeah.
they thought it was promoting drunk driving, which, you know, come on. And so yeah, they stopped it.
I don't know. Since when is it illegal to have a couple?
Yeah, seriously. I mean, if that was illegal, dude, I'd be in jail.
Pants, what do you got? What would be your goal song?
Oh,
'Cause
man, it'd
I'm
have to be
sure we
some-
hear it 75 times a year.
It would definitely be something by Future, probably like a part of
Gas.
Codeine Crazy, something in there. I love Future. He's my favorite artist. Is pretty much all I listen to.
I like that choice.
I love that choice. That's so elite. I can just picture Layminator. I forget what the song's called. Maybe a little Dirk and Layminator scores a Gino, top shelf. I met this stripper bitch. She from Tennessee.
That's got some top.
That's King Vaughn. That's King Vaughn.
That's what it is, King Vaughn. I'm not again not a big not really my scene in music to be honest. I was voted one of the whitest people in my friend group. I think the whitest actually.
That's why I had to start studying Chicago drill culture. I can tell you who killed who, whose brother.
He literally can.
It is fascinating, and there's a bunch of people that have made a lot of money covering Chicago beef and drill music, and it's almost like exploitive. But that's another.
We have a new kid dying every 5 hours, so there's a lot to cover.
Yeah, that's a hot topic right now. Is people saying like, "Oh, you're exploiting what we're going through," and I'm like, "Well, if you're singing about it in your raps, like you're also making money off of it." As well.
Well, let's play devil's advocate here. Isn't expression different from exploitation?
No, because because most of the time the people they're talking about, they're like rapping on like their dead ops and stuff. So they're exploiting their dead ops. So we're just exploiting them, exploiting their dead ops.
And for the other white listeners, what is an op?
I don't know. I'm not white. I'm black. I can tell you from a black perspective.
Okay, let's hear it.
It's an opponent.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
It's the white.
Okay.
Opponent.
Smokey, what would your goal song be?
I thought about this for half a second before realizing Stranglehold by Ted Nugent would be my goal song. Score a goal, whole crowd just gets fired up, like ready to blow lines. Yeah, Stranglehold by Ted Nugent.
Okay. I think for me, I'd probably have to go Bangarang by Skrillex.
Wow. What a pick.
So gay.
What a pick.
Boy, maybe even Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites. Just get the fellas fired up. As soon as I just absolutely put one through the net, just Bangarang, bang. Yeah,
What a
the place
pick.
is going wild.
I love that pick.
I'm surprised that we didn't have any doing that last night at men's league. Dude, the team before us, it was like the major midget team or whatever that was major little person. They had a smoke machine and lights and shit like that, like before their fucking game, like running out on the ice.
Come on, seriously?
I swear to God. I walked in and I was like, oh fuck, they really got to set it up for us tonight, fellas.
I love that. Where do you think the budget for that production came from? Did they just pay for it out of pocket just so they could feel sick on their Sunday nights?
I'm gonna say it's the assistant coaches. This is just a guess. It's probably the assistant coach who is the father of one of the biggest dickheads on the team, and he makes more money than everybody, so he thought he'd flex and try and do that for the team and purchase said smoking machine and disco ball light.
That is kind of fucked, dude. Speaking of productions, I actually want to bring this up. I got to go to a Chicago Wolves game on Saturday night, dude. That shit was fucking electric. I was like almost on the glass, and I paid $12 for the seat. And the shit, like the beers were like $9-10 in there. They had like this insane like fireworks and shit every time they scored. They had this insane like fire show for the players to skate out in. They had like adopt a puppy there, so you can go and play with fucking puppies in between period.
You're
they
shitting me.
Like they had a 50-50 raffle. They had a chuck a puck, dude. They had all this shit. It was fucking sick for $12. I could not believe it. Dude, there's another one Wednesday morning. I know it's not going to be the same, but it's $7 for a glass seat. I'm going to fucking go. And they just signed Max Comtois, too, and I think he's kind of gross. I know he didn't make it in the NHL, but fuck, it'll be cool to see him, too.
Yeah, hold the toit. But
yeah.
That sounds sick, man. Like if they want to grow the game, that's a good way to. If they make a real production out of it, and I'm sure that's fun for the players too to fucking be in an atmosphere like that. Was it pretty packed?
I mean, not really. I mean, there were probably like, dude, I'm so bad at like guessing amounts of people in a space. Maybe like 2,000 people in there. And I mean, the arena definitely needs to be redone. It's definitely an old arena. Hasn't been done since before, I think even since it first started. But I mean, some of the seats were shitty. Like you couldn't see the net from the east end. So I was on like the west end. Like some of the seats, like you had no leg room because I bummed around to see like where it looked like from different areas because I'm a student of the game. Yeah, but so it definitely needs an update, but all the other shit they do is cool. Like all the seats are pretty good. Like, yeah, dude, unreal experience.
That sounds pretty sweet. And I actually saw that they replied to one of your tweets, and you were
Yeah,
saying something about you had your gear in your vehicle.
I actually legit did have my gear in the parking lot, and I tweeted at them that I was 6'5", and they responded, and I was gonna say, oh, I was like, that's sick. I'll definitely stay ready. Maybe like come to my section if you're a chick with huge cans, but I figured like they might ask me to leave the arena if I did that. And then I tweeted to them that I was going to drunk drive home, so I guess it didn't fucking matter. Could have just fucking said it.
Absolute demon mode. That's fucking awesome. And you probably did.
No, I mean, I only had a couple beers. I mean, allegedly.
Yeah. Like if there's any fucking narcs listening to this.
Yeah, because I know the fucking FBI listens to this.
I love the minor league hockey games, man. Even as a little guy going down to Providence from Massachusetts, going to the Providence Bruins, tickets were cheap. It was not like super stressful as it would be in Boston, and just going for it was so fun. We'd always get on the Jumbotron. We'd always cause a ruckus. It was awesome.
Yeah, they do a good job of like getting kids involved too, like not in a weird way, but you know. But no, so they had like family sections, and they had like the mascot would like spend most of his time in there, like he would like hit kids on the head or something like that, which I'd be great at that job. Would love to smack one of those little fuckers yelling. It was sick though. The only thing that I also wanted to bring up from the game, they had like ice girls out there, right? And they had 6 of them, and one of them was a little on the heavier side, and 5 of the ice girls were wearing figure skates, and the one heavier one was in a pair of Bowers. And I've got a video. I'm gonna tweet the video out. And it's fucking hilarious when you see them all side by side. But yeah, that was the thing that probably made me laugh the most.
You're probably really giving the eyes to the one with the hockey skates on, weren't you?
I did. My buddy has me on camera saying I called the chunky one, and we were sitting in the family section at that point too.
Jesus Christ, dude. Man, it sounds kind of like when I go to the fucking London Knights games, I'm like an absolute problem, man. The one time,
dude, I want to go to one of those with you. Sorry, go ahead.
Excuse my language here, folks, but this one time I was super fucked up, and the mascot's name is Scorzy, and he's like a knight, right? Like a medieval knight.
Like a medieval knight, yeah.
Yeah, and he keeps going up and down the fucking stairs and like the aisles and shit like that. And I kept yelling faggot. I was like score. I kept like muffling my hand over my mouth, and I was like, "Scores, he's a faggot." And the guy in front of me did not like it. He turns around with his girlfriend. He's like, "Can you fucking stop saying that?" And I just kind of looked at my buddy, and I was like, Jesus Christ. He turned back around. I was like, this guy's kind of a fucking fag. But yeah, he wasn't too happy with me. But I don't know. I just like to have fun. Kill a guy. As Shane Gillis once said, guys aren't even allowed to have fun anymore.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. That speaking of games too, this Detroit game is coming up. Lepsic is now in attendance. We have some heavy hitters going, like Dirty Mike. If anyone else wants to go, dude, DM me. It's gonna be a fun ass fucking time. Couldn't be more excited for it.
We're planning on doing a little. The plan right now is to try and do some sort of episode while we're down there. Maybe get a little bit of content for you folks.
We'll figure it out. I gotta Google how to do that.
Yeah, we might have to rent the conference room out in the Holiday Inn and just fucking have an absolute board meeting. But
I would literally never fucking stay at a Holiday Inn. But yeah.
Didn't realize this guy was such a fucking baller, boys. Seriously.
No, it's all good.
If you're staying in Holiday Inns, then why are you putting me up in Motel 6s? That's all I want to know.
Dude, he put you up in a hotel. He bought a new mattress on Amazon, gave me the box, and told me to kick rocks. Shout out to anybody that's going to Detroit November 4th. That's going to be a great time. I will be there in spirit. And
no, Smokey member for the Clips. You're going to be there, right?
That's right. Yes, I will be there, and I will be probably pretty hammered.
Now send it over to Fitzy with the Hockey House Pod. It was a great interview. Hope you guys like it. This interview is brought to you by LiquidIV. Use code BurnAfter for 20% off everything in the entire store. If you do not buy it, I will kill myself, and we will quit this fucking show because I can't afford to keep paying for all this. So buy it.
I also heard that Dick Hoyts said that he made us a proposal for an interview. We will chat about that individual being interviewed, but we have to see the confirmation of the $800 order placed first.
Yeah, we'll let you know. But yeah, either way, great interview. I hope you guys enjoy it, and talk to you later. Thanks for listening. Bye. All right, now we'd like to welcome on a very special guest to the BurnAfter Listening podcast. I played against him in college hockey, plays in the SP, professional hockey, and co-host of the Hockey House Pod. Fitzy, how are you, sir?
Doing great, boys. I'm happy to be here. This is anytime I get to talk some hockey and be on another podcast, I jump at it. So thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, man. I appreciate you joining us. And, the way that you and I met, it was a little unorthodox. So like I said, he played against each other in college. And, I opened up TikTok one day and, he played at IU. I played at University of Kentucky. I opened up TikTok and, the group chat's going off and they're like, some dude at IU filmed a highlight tape in our barn. I go on there. Sure enough, I'm getting dusted in 2 of the clips. And I'm DM'd him on TikTok. I'm like, we're all DMing him just kind of back and forth, like, what the fuck? Like that kind of shit. And that's how I met you. So you say you have an alibi to that. Let's hear it.
I do. It was I gotta blame my older brother. They both of them came down. It was around Thanksgiving time. So they actually met me in Indiana. And I hadn't seen them in a good time, so they drove me down. I didn't go on the bus. They drove me down because we were just going to Thanksgiving break right after we played you guys. Mm-hmm. And my older brother, he brought his whatever camera he's got, and he was taking some shots and taking some video too. And then he ended up putting the whole thing together. So that's about as good as alibi as I got. It's All I did was I hit the post button. I guess, in the end, it's my fault. But he put it all together for me, so we'll put it on him.
Okay, that's fair. I think I can give you a pass for that one. It's a little better than going down with the intention.
Right.
Every time the kid saw you step on the ice pants, he just got his camera out. He was like, "This kid's about to give us another highlight."
I only played on the power play because I was big and they just put me in front of the net. That's it. The only playing time I got. Worst ways to get.
I think it's also like it's a compliment to you guys. You got the sick atmosphere there, so who wouldn't want to put together a video there? The place is unreal.
Hey, that's all right. That's a great point. I wasn't expecting that positivity there. Thanks. So, obviously you played in the ACHA and, you've made your way to the Fed and the SP. What is kind of that process for you where it's like, okay, like I was playing college hockey and there's a switch in your mind where like I can keep doing this after? Because, most guys, they play in ACHA and they're like, beer league or the joke is like ACHA to the show, that type of thing.
And explain ACHA real quick for our Canadian listeners because a lot of them don't get it.
For sure. So ACHA is just club hockey. You're paying to play. You're not there's some schools, very few and far between, that are actually giving out scholarships and recruiting kids to come. For a school like where I went with Indiana, it's pretty much whoever shows up at tryouts is going to be on the team, and that's what you're rolling with. It's not you're hoping that you get 2 goalies at least, and so that's where like the stigma comes from, or of it being like a joke. And I totally agree that some schools it is not great there, but majority of the schools, it's if kids are in college, especially continuing to play, paying their own money to play, I don't think anyone loves the game more than those kinds of guys.
Right.
So that was why I kept playing in college, because it was like, well, if I'm going to be around like guys like that just want to keep playing and they're willing to pay money, like those are the kind of guys I want to hang out with, after skating and stuff. So I think it led to some lifelong friends. But I never, the plan was never really to play. I don't know what the plan was, but it definitely wasn't to continue playing after college. I think COVID, it was my senior year, we didn't get to play. Our season was just thrown out the door because club hockey, you don't make any money for the school, so we'll smell you later. But which I understand, but I wasn't ready to hang them up yet, so I checked out. Knew nothing about the Federal Prospects Hockey League, the Fed. Looked into that, then I mean, you want me to get into that now, or we can get into it later? Whatever you want,
man.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. There was just a free agent camp like 30 minutes from my house, Chicago, and I was like, why not? I got my degree. Let's see what there is to see. And the Fed itself has some stigmas around it, just like the ACHA. And so I'm used to it. But I went out to it was Binghamton Black Bears, and then the Watertown Wolves were having like a joint camp and paying like $200, $250, whatever it was to go to the camp. I'm like, whatever, we'll see what happens. They end up giving me a professional tryout contract. So you basically like are getting invited to main camp, and then you got to make the team again out of there. And I was like, okay, well, this is on the table. A week later, I went to an SPHL, a Southern Professional Hockey League. I went to one of those teams in Danville, Illinois, the Vermilion County Bobcats. I'm sure people know about them through Twitter now. Or X, I guess it's called. But they folded last year. But 2 years ago, when they were first starting up, I went to their free agent camp, and a week after I just gotten my PTO from Binghamton, and same deal, Vermilion offers me a PTO. So I was like, okay, well, this is cool. And ultimately what ended up happening was like, well, I'm not ready to work that 9 to 5 yet, desk job. So I'm young enough. I'll give it a shot here. And the Vermilion coach called me probably like a week before camp. He's like, hey man, like, you can't come to training camp, and we've made a decision. You can't come to training camp unless you're vaccinated for COVID. And I was like, well, I'm not going to get the vaccination. So
That's pretty rock star. I can't lie.
So I call up Binghamton, and that's where I was like, well, if this is how it ends, this is how it ends. COVID's messed up a lot of people's lives. If it keeps me from playing hockey, that's literally, that's not that serious. It's whatever.
Right.
Binghamton's like, oh no, like you can come. We're just gonna have to test you every week. I'm like, all right, cool. 10-hour drive. Like I'll give it a shot. And so I ended up playing 2 seasons there, and then obviously the COVID regulations have relaxed since. Weird, but now I'm in Huntsville, Alabama for the Huntsville Havoc, and we're going through training camp currently, and it's been a blast, but it's definitely a grind too. It's not all that it's like when you're a kid, you're like, oh, pro, semi-pro sports or pro sports. And you're just like, once you get here, you're like, like it's fun, but it's a grind too.
The job too, right? Like,
yeah, 100%. And you're not like, nobody's really here for the money. I mean, I have no problem saying I'm making like about 300 something a week, and they've upped it. It used to be a lot lower. I was getting paid like really bad in Binghamton, but it's just like, it's the ACHA in me. I got no problem with, just playing to play and continuing to climb the ranks and see where it leads.
That's awesome, man. Like, so that sounds pretty exciting. So, like, what do you compared to the hockey that you've played previously? What do you think? Do you think what you're playing now is pretty good level, or what do you think?
Definitely. I always think it's hilarious when I put out some social media content about either the Fed or now the SP here, and people are like, oh, the Fed's a joke. I can play in that, and it's like maybe they could, maybe they couldn't. I don't know, but it's the speed. Just each level you go up, it just gets faster. I actually started out the year last season in Birmingham, Alabama, in the SPHL for the Birmingham Bulls there, and I was there for I don't know, maybe over a month. Same deal. PTO made the team out of camp, then played the first game of the season, and then healthy scratch the next 4. So I asked the coach hey, what's going on? Like I'm whatever role I need to play here, but I also don't want to just ride the bench all year when I could go back to Binghamton and get some good minutes and develop. And that was on Saturday. Following Monday, I was released. So no, it's definitely it's definitely a step up. And obviously each level you go up, it gets a little bit harder. But I think the biggest thing I found is nobody's really that good to where you're holy crap, I can't go out here and play with this guy. And I think that a lot of people, not necessarily current players, but these people on social media think they're kind of, I don't know what they think. It's a lot of people I think some are jealous, some have their own things going on in their lives, but yeah, it's definitely, it's competitive. It's up there.
Yeah, so you mentioned some of the videos that you had posted too. So I kind of wanted to know a little bit about the difference in atmosphere, because I've been to IU games too. And I mean, it can get bumping in the stands, but I've seen some of the videos where you're scoring a goal and the crowd's going crazy for Birmingham. So just, take me through a little bit about, how the atmosphere changed, what you kind of prefer, maybe if there's one better in your opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I got really shafted with Indiana. The moment I leave there, they all of a sudden they got some sick jerseys. They're getting fans at games. They've really stepped up their game there. I got screwed, but it's you can reach up and touch the stick at the Frank Southern Ice Arena in Indiana. It's bad. But yeah, going from that to in Binghamton in the Fed, we actually were playing in an old AHL rink. So the Binghamton Devils, I think, were the last ones to use it. Okay. And so I'm going from Frank Southern Ice Arena where I can touch the ceiling with my stick to I have a steam room, I have a hot tub, I have a cold tub. The place seats 6,000 people, and they actually pack it every game. That's sick. Yeah, it was just this, almost surreal. I'm just a little ACHA kid. I don't belong here. You're playing with guys that were in the OHL and whatnot. And so yeah, it's.
I was going to ask you the type of teammates you have. Where are they coming from?
Yeah, they're coming from all over. I think the SPHL definitely pulls more, if you want to call it better leagues, like an OHL. Guys from overseas. This year we have 2 brothers that are from Sweden. I had some guys from Russia on my team in Binghamton. But last year, one of my roommates was in Birmingham in the SP. He was from the national team, the U.S. national team development. Oh, shit. I think he actually left there to go play in the OHL then. So, yeah, there's some good guys. Another guy in the Fed that played in the OJ. It's kind of all over the place. Yeah, it's
Ever heard of it?
Yeah, it's all over the place, and a lot of times I'll just have to pinch myself because it's almost like I don't really belong here.
Yeah. Well, man, you gotta have the attitude that they are. It sounds like you've earned the positions that you've got. You haven't just been handed them, so you gotta take the wins when you can get them.
100%. That's actually been one of the biggest things I've kind of learned. I don't know if it's society as a whole nowadays, but knowing people helps a lot. And
all about who
you can't really get in based on merit only. I got lucky with Binghamton and got in there based on merit only, but since then I've needed connections to help me progress and get these opportunities to actually then try out for the next levels. I've made, like more highlight videos and stuff, but I if I were to just like send them to an SPHL, an ECHL coach, like there'd be no weight to it. But when I have, former coaches or owners, agents, whoever helping me out, people then like actually take you seriously. So that's been kind of disappointing.
Be sending your highlight video from Dipsy Doodle in pants over here. No one's going to be taking that seriously.
Yeah, that one's just stayed on TikTok for now. I think that was like my second video I posted ever on TikTok too. So I was like, all of a sudden I'm getting bombarded with comments. Like, maybe I should get off this platform. Like, I'm scared.
Oh man. So I mean, yeah, you talked about a few different leagues, and do you have like a specific vision on maybe where you want to see yourself end up, or like a goal in a league you want to play in, or are you just kind of taking it as it goes day by day right now?
Yeah, definitely taking it day by day. That's been actually like a big mantra of mine. But I mean, I know it sounds delusional, but the goal is always to make it to the top.
Yeah, right.
Whether that happens or not, it's all I can do is work hard, let the chips fall where they might, and the goal is always to go all the way.
Yeah, dude, absolutely.
I love that mindset.
Yeah,
so we like to establish a certain contract here with people that might make it big eventually on our podcast, that we get 10% of whatever contract you eventually sign.
Deal.
You saw Pardon My Take do the same thing with Josh Allen. Paid out pretty big. He signed a $250 million deal. They got 15% of it. He still hasn't paid, but you look like a trusting face.
Well, we're not going to take that. We're not going to take any chips off that 300 a week from you right now, because we know that you need it. But once you make it big, we're going to be looking for that check.
100%. I got you, boys. Definitely.
I like it. So I've naturally just seen a bunch of your content from the Instagram page that you guys have. Like, I just see it pop up on my feed before I even followed it. So you guys are making a big impact. What's something that maybe an interaction that you've had on there, or an impression that's been made, or something where it kind of opened your eyes to, oh, this is actually working? Like maybe somebody viewed something or liked something, or it's some sort of interaction.
We had a mother, actually, of a boy who plays in the ACHA reach out to us with one of the most moving messages that we've gotten somewhat recently, actually. And she was just telling us how we've impacted not only her son's life, but she was going down the line of people we've impacted with our episodes, and how she watches or listens every single week.
Is this from you guys talking about somebody, or?
I guess just, yeah, I don't just talking our hockey house, stuff that we would talk about. I don't know if it was a certain thing that did it for her. Yeah, maybe we gave a shout out to her son, or because she didn't really give us specifics on who she was or who her son plays for, whatnot. But yeah, it was super cool to get that feedback from her. And there's been countless others of guys who are just thanks for putting the ACHA on the map, and kind of going to war with all these people that love to try and bring it down. And yeah,
that's got to get you some respect around the league, right? Because there's no way that some of these guys don't know who you are now, too, right?
Well, that's the thing. When I showed up here, it was super cool because one of my housemates was scrolling through Instagram, and I hear one of our posts from the day, and he leans over. He's like, "Oh, check this out!" And I was like, "Yeah, I know. I posted that. Like,
Yeah, that's wild. That's gotta be real funny feeling.
Yeah, so then it's like holy shit, like your hockey house. I'm like, well, I'm part of it. It's not just a one thing, but yeah, there's been some funny stuff like that, and then you get the people like chirping you on the ice too about it, which is always fun. You live for that.
Dude, it's definitely comes with the territory. I wanted to get into the Hockey House Pod too. So how did that kind of start? How did it all come together and grow to where it is now? Because it feels like you guys have like blown up to the point where like everyone's talking about it. I think on the earlier episode you might have had one of my old teammates, Burt Ruel, on, but just kind of take me through that, how it started and how it's gotten to where it is now.
When I first got on TikTok, not only was I posting highlight videos from Kentucky, but I met Mackenzie Murphy and Stephen Glick, Syracuse and Temple guys, through TikTok. They were making some ACHA content. I was making some ACHA videos, and we kept commenting on each other's stuff. And I think it was Murph who messaged all three of us like, hey, like, would you guys want to do something like covering ACHA? Like, it's pretty niche and nobody really does anything on it. And I was like, yeah, like, what are you thinking? Like YouTube? Or like, it's probably gonna be harder to grow on there. And Murph goes, well, how about a podcast? And I was like, yeah, I'm in. Glick was in. So then it was from there, we all met on a Zoom call, and I will take credit for coming up with the name, but
yeah.
but yeah, it's exploded ever since then. So that was probably like, I don't know, 2021. We weren't going to be having our hockey seasons that year. All three of us were done because of COVID. So we had some extra time on our hands and started putting together these podcasts. And the way it started out was hilarious with, we didn't know what the hell we're doing with any of this, and we didn't have these fancy mics and whatnot. And so we would use Zoom, and we wouldn't even record through Zoom. We'd record on our phones. So Murph is basically counting down from 3, and we're all hitting record at the same time. And he's putting it into like,
wow,
yeah,
that's dedication.
Yeah. It was a true ACHA podcast back in the day. He's then throwing it into like iMovie or something, and it was a mess. So along the way, David Herman, who's now like, you call him our executive producer, but he's a Swiss Army knife. He does it all. He came along. He's from Ohio University. Doesn't play hockey, but he handled like all their social media, and now he's with the Utica Comets doing their social media and whatnot. So yeah, he's definitely a dog to have with us. And then so he was like no, like we need to revamp all this, and he bought us all mics and everything. So he's the man. We're lucky we came across him, and then Aiden Collins came along.
Buy anyone else anything?
Well, yeah.
So you want to loan that puppy out every once in a while?
I'll let him know. Yeah, we'll see. He's making the big bucks now, right?
Yeah, tell him if he needs a podcast to sign. We're looking for a label.
For sure. So yeah, then Aiden Collins from Villanova, he comes along, and he's a part of the pod now. We had to let Stephen Glick started his big boy job in the finance world, so he didn't have enough time to record with us all the time, so he's stepped away for now. So it's just me, Herm, Murph, and Collins running it every week, and yeah, it's been a blast, and like you said, it's just kind of taken off, and we just have fun doing it, and if people like it, cool. If they don't, cool.
Yeah, dude, I totally get that. I mean, the one thing I love about it too is the ACHA representation, because I mean, you remember too, just like right when I left Kentucky too, they started getting like all these jersey sponsors, and now they have 4 jerseys and all this shit. I'm like, God, I was like, just like you, I was like, I got screwed. But it was so back then, it was like, oh, like you say club, and they just have this like image in their head where it's like you show up and the coach is fucking hammered, like you have 6 guys on the ice for practice, and it's just like a lot more than that. So I love like how you guys have kind of transformed that image and just kind of gotten a wider range of it.
Yeah, that's been so. Like when we first started out, it was like our mate, like we made our mission to kind of grow, like obviously like we want people to know what the ACHA is, but we also want to change the current stigma of ACHA and get it to where it's actually like reputable and respected by people. So we had to kind of toe the line between like who we were interviewing, because like obviously we want funny stories coming out too, but not like so funny to where it's like, oh, okay, like this confirms that this league's a joke.
Yeah,
so
right.
there's been we've had to it's kind of been weird like that, where we've had to finagle it and make it work. But I think all credit goes to Herman Murph. They've done a great job setting up, like we have like forms you can fill out now if you want to be on the pod, and like basically like vetting people to come on the pod.
Yeah, right. That's sick.
Yeah, just send those our way.
Hands would not pass that vetting system.
Oh, dude, that's what I hit you up to. I was like, hey, man, I was like, look through my Twitter page. Let me know if you're cool with it.
Yeah. No,
I love the best bet.
I love coming on. I appreciate you guys having me on here. This is a blast.
100%. I know Layminator had something for you.
Yeah, I just had one question, because like looking through your guys' podcast page on Instagram, it's awesome because all the ACHA teams have like the coolest jerseys too. You got Oregon, you got Colorado, even like some of the SEC teams are sick. Obviously Kentucky, you're getting new jerseys up, Bama. Who are your top three?
Definitely Florida Gators. They have a sick little trim at like the bottom, and then I think on the sleeves as well. Tennessee Volunteers. They got a sneaky good one. I like their colors. I don't know. And then
shout out Jeremy.
Yeah, what's that?
One of our buddies is from there. So
okay.
Yeah, we just shout him out.
Gotcha. And then probably North Carolina. The Tar Heels colors again are too good.
Yeah, it's hard not to go with them. I thought you were going to say UCLA.
They got good ones. Yep.
UCLA is great. Oregon, I was looking at Oregon has great ones.
That one's a shoe-in, yep.
Yeah, and then Louisville. Louisville has like some underrated ones too.
Yeah, they came out with some new ones. No Louisville.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
Somehow Purdue won our Jersey Madness thing we did, I think, a year or two ago, which is just bonkers.
Really?
They probably didn't deserve to win it.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous. What jerseys? The black ones with like the train tracks on them?
No, those ones are new. The ones that won the contest were just their like gold P on the front, or maybe it's a black P on the front with like a gold jersey. It was pretty run of the mill.
They're all nerds. Someone hacked it. They posted the votes. That's all it is.
They did receive a lot of votes. It was the numbers were it was questionable.
Yeah, you should have stopped the count.
Yeah,
stop the count.
I know another election that might have went like that. I'm not going to say what.
Yeah, we're all those Purdue kids on January 6th.
Yeah,
I'd like to know. Awesome.
Yeah, I had one more question for you too. I mean, I'm sure you're a Hawks guy. I know the game's on right now, but of all the ACHA teams, you guys, interview different people, you see different environments. What's one or two teams that you'd be like, right now they could go D1 and they would fit? It would, like, people are bumping, like there's a big crowd, they have cool jerseys, atmosphere, coaches, whatever it is.
Liberty, I think, is the easiest answer.
Yep,
but I don't think they'll ever do it because they're making so much money and not having the expenses as a national or a NCAA school or sport. So they have an incentive to just stay where they are.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Which is unfortunate, but I think Liberty for sure. And then there's a bunch of teams, but one that I would really like to see is Alabama. The Frozen Tide. They have the amenities. The stadium's nice. It's actually where the Birmingham Bulls SPHL team plays. Mm-hmm. They're everything. They've got the support from the school, students. They get good players because it's, like I said, the amenities draw in good players, and like people that go to. You're gonna get a lot of people coming to Alabama just because it's Alabama.
Yeah,
but,
right.
I think it'd be really cool to see them too.
Yeah, when I was deciding where to play college hockey, I was between Kentucky and Alabama. Got into both, and then I chose Kentucky, and I walk in, and it's this old ass rink. I'm like, fuck, should have gone to Alabama.
Did they not take you there on your recruiting trip?
No, barely. All right,
at Indiana, they failed to tell me that because our rink at Indiana, even though it's brutal, it's 5 minutes from campus, doesn't open until November. So you're going or October. Sorry, you're going 45 minutes to Columbus, Indiana, because that's the next closest rink. They wait until you're on the team to tell you that one.
On the team. You're like, all right, here I'm at the rink for practice. Like, oh, buddy, 45 minutes away.
Yep, exactly.
Hey, but Hockey House Pod is changing that about ACHA hockey. No more.
That's the goal.
No more.
One team at a time.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, hey, dude, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. It was great chatting with you more. Is there anything else you wanted to shout out or plug or anything before we let you go?
I don't think so. I get touchy with the shout outs because I feel like I'm always going to forget someone and they're going to get pissed at me. So I try to stay away from them. But yeah, just thank you to you guys for having me on. This is a blast. I appreciate it.
What are your ats? What are your ats on like Instagram and Twitter?
So everything is just CFitz, but it's spelled like SEE.
Well, I'm there for like Hockey House Pod, but yeah. You too.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. Plug it all. I don't need any more followers. Yeah, Hockey House Pod is just at Hockey House Pod on everything. We're even on Threads.
Oh, that's crazy.
Hell yeah, brother. We appreciate you coming on, man. It's nice of you to give us your time and definitely some insight on some stuff like something like me. I'm a Canadian guy, so I don't know too much about that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so it's
for sure.
Cool that side of the story.
Appreciate you having me on. A lot of fun.
Of course. Thanks, man. Good luck with camp.
Thanks, boys.
Hey, don't leave yet.